I think it's important to remember that you only get one life. Um, whether you like or dislike this man, it really shouldn't matter. Because a life taken out of anger, a life taken out of a disagreement of political views or religious views, is a life unjustly taken. Any life that's taken prematurely is unjustly taken. I'm not trying to make a political message at all, but for all of you that pray, again, I'm a very strong Christian. I'm very much I love Jesus. I don't dance around it a lot. I don't talk about it a lot in these videos because I'm just talking about charts. And I know that a lot of you have already skipped this part. It's okay. But for all of you that are religious, maybe you're not Christian, but you do pray, please pray for this woman, this new widow, and these two little kids. It's really wrecking me today. And it's weird because it's not like I watched a lot of this guy or anything, but it's just devastating. And for all of you that do pray against tribalism in America. Pray against all of these, it's normal to have debates, it's normal to have disagreements, but to have them elevate to this point where it ends in violence, it's not good. It's not sustainable. And it doesn't matter if you're American or not. This were to happen in Japan or in Canada or in Bolivia, it doesn't matter. Is wrong. So I'm going to do my best to smile and talk about charts, but I want to remind you guys that I made a video years ago talking about patience, plan, and purpose. Why are you doing this? Why are you trading crypto? I think it's really important for you to sit back and take stock of your life, to count your blessings, as the old expression goes, to think about, why are you doing this? Why are you watching me? Why are you into trading crypto? For some, it's fun. For some, it's a hobby. For some of you, this is an escape out of the life that you're in, and you want to have financial freedom for the future. Some of you are saving up for your own family and for college educations, for your children, for their future. Some of you are just saving up so that way you can give a lot of your profits away. Yes, there are actually some crazy people that do stuff like that. I want you to think about your life today. You only get one. Are you really doing what you feel like you're put on this earth to do? And if you have loved ones, hug them. Hug them nice and tight today. Okay? So let's talk about the charts. Let's talk about the good stuff that's happening. So the good news about BTC is that closing up 2% is an incredibly strong move. Now, I don't have CoinGlass open to look at all of the liquidations, but I know for a fact that there were many short positions that were squeezed on this 2% move. If I hide the TBO, if I hide TBT divergence, it's clear that BTC has been inching its way up higher and higher, and we have all of these resistance fans, and $113,500 has been a significant level. We know that back on Friday last week, we saw a nice push up here. It didn't exceed the previous high. This is a big deal that Bitcoin has moved up this high. And I do expect it will eventually work its way up to about 116,000 before rolling over into the weekend. But again, I cannot emphasize enough that this is a big deal. It's a big deal because this is exactly what has happened so many times over and over. Let me get my horizontal ray. Great. I'm going to get this drawing tool on. So when we put in these successively lower local highs, it gives us targets, and eventually the price shoots through it, pumps through it, and it continues to liquidate shorts. We saw this as well back over here in 2024 in the summer, which took a lot longer to finally push above. But the same result was achieved. We had all of these highs that eventually gave us targets. And see how these are all sequentially lower highs over and over? So when we finally get that one was a mistake right there. But when we finally see the first one taken out, that is where like the fuse is lit. And we're looking at a lot of potential energy going up to take out these other previous highs until finally, boom, we push up higher and higher. That is what is happening today. That is what's happening right now on a much faster, a much shorter timeline. Not looking at multiple months like we did back in the summer of 2024, a lot shorter. So this is a good start. BTC will most likely find this level of resistance and get tagged back down. Again, I personally believe that Bitcoin will start to push above the cloud. People will get really excited again, and then some sort of FUD event will happen either Thursday or Friday. Today's Thursday my time, but sometime later in the week leading up to the Fed meeting, and then it will roll over the weekend, which will probably create a CME gap. Bitcoin will close somewhere like up here, and then it'll open up down here on Monday because of FUD, or maybe Monday or Tuesday. And then we have a 97% chance, the last time I looked, for this rate cut to be in place, which is good. So we'll see Bitcoin close it, and it'll continue to go up higher and higher. Now we are starting to see other charts waking up. Ethereum continues to stay so suppressed. You guys should be really upset right now about Ethereum's price action. Anytime it just stays in this weird zone, 2%, 3%, 4%, and it can't break above, this is pure suppression right here. Absolute pure suppression. Now, it did break above resistance. It tagged it. I don't necessarily think this is a bump and run. On the daily, it's above it. As far as a logarithmic scale on linear, yeah, it's also above it as well. So it's good. Now, it's still not above the daily TBO Cloud. Yes, the macro trend is bullish, but this is still a bearish looking chart. ETH BTC fell lower yesterday after hitting overhead resistance, and it got rejected. It's not really surprised, as I've been talking about. Seeing the price go sideways and staying inside the cloud is bearish consolidation. We're seeing on-balance volume, the blue line going low. We already know that volume has been dropping a lot for ETH BTC as well as for just straight up Ethereum. It hasn't even touched the 30-day moving average, the yellow line here, since the 29th of August. So it's still looking rough. I do believe that we are still seeing a pivot or a transition to Solana, but more on that in a second. As expected, we are looking at combined stablecoin dominance put in a low yesterday because BTC popped, which is great. We've been watching this and keeping tabs on this, especially in the club. And I talked about this phenomenon, I think is the right way to say it, where we have a high and then we have a lower high, then a lower high over and over. It's always a sign of weakness. Even when things are starting to look kind of bullish and scary, I do expect combined stablecoin dominance to eventually break support, go back down here to 5%, actually go down to 4.98%. That's my target, but it has to fall a lot more. My guess is that as BTC starts to go up higher, we will see stablecoin dominance fall maybe to as low as 6%, but that would be a huge drop. And then we'll see it bounce off of here probably over the weekend. That's my sneaking, or what? How do you say that expression? That's my sneaking suspicion? That doesn't sound right. We're just going to go on. Bitcoin dominance increased on its increase in price, which is interesting. It's finding support here at like 58%. Ethereum dominance, though, tanked. And again, this is something that you guys have to watch. Like Ethereum dominance is telling me right now, no, it's not the favorite. Right now, Solana is the favorite. And it has been really ever since about here, late August. It's been a while coming for it to actually push up higher, but now we're looking at 3%, which is great on the daily time frame. Top 10 dominance, looking at Solana, BNB, XRP, Doge, ADA, SHIB, and I think there's one more. Oh no, it's just SHIB. So it's like the top 10. It's doing well. It is slowly starting to stall. There's just one thing to consider right now, that it's like, it's not bad, but it's not good. I was hoping to see a little bit better of a push higher. We could still push up higher. It is strong bullish above the cloud, but it's looking iffy. TOTALE50.D is okay. On the 4-hour time frame, we do have some TBT bearish divergences here on the 4-hour, but the slow line is moving up. We have a breakout. It's just a little bit of a pullback right now. I'm not really freaking out. That's why these blue flags are here. I forgot about that. We have a TBO breakout cluster here on the 4-hour for top 10 dominance and for Solana dominance here on the 4-hour. Yesterday, we also have a TBO breakout cluster on the 4-hour. Total ES, the total crypto market cap excluding stablecoins, is doing exactly what I was waiting for. It is now above the daily TBO Cloud, which is a great sign. Not maximize pain, just open up. Come on. Man, sometimes trading views just acting up so weirdly. I don't get, oh my gosh, would you stop it already? There we go. Anyway, forgive me. Now that total ES is above the daily cloud, we're back to being strong bullish. We'll probably see a little bit of volatility here, but this is a great sign. This is really good. It's what we want to see. Total E50 is struggling again with overhead resistance after printing this TBO breakout cluster perfect 3 in a row on Tuesday. Total E100, similar story. I'm expecting these both to continue going up higher. Total 3 ES BTC is also looking really good. So basically, these charts are telling us that low caps, mid caps to low caps should be doing really well, which they are. Total E50 against Ethereum also continuing to do well. Yes, we have a TBT bearish divergence 1 on the 4-hour, but I'm not necessarily worried about that. We're just waiting for the price to continue pushing up higher. Now, I have other things that I wanted to share with you in regards to alt trading and Discord. I will get there in a second, but I want to draw your attention to the description below. There are links to check out thebettertraders.com, specifically our course, 50 Minutes Financial Freedom. This is the best course to check out, especially if you're new to automated trading strategies, if you've never used bots before, but you're curious, if you've never used the TBO and trend trading or AB trading and you want to learn and you want to have a coach and you don't want to lose access to the course ever, this is it. Wait, this is it. I keep forgetting that things are flipped for me. And we also have a DeFi session today, actually, in about an hour. I got to finish this up quickly, on DeFi in the Better Traders Club. So we have a Better Traders Club live session, and joining me is going to be Gidwell from SUI-Lend. I got to talk to him and hang out with him at Bali at SUI-RL, SUI in real life. I can't say it without saying SUI in real life. There's some things I don't like saying. I know I look young. I'm not that young. Now, some other cool things to share in regards to trading. Even though it has not been a straight up and to the right move, my automated long here for BTC continues to stay in the green, which is good. It's up 3%. Hooray. My mantle long, which again has been a little bit iffy, is now up 22% in profit, which is great. It's using just a really low leverage right now of 3x. So it's doing well. And it's just a small amount that's auto compounding both profits and losses. But it's doing well. I'm going to continue to let this go. Actually, I might even just move this up because I just realized I haven't really put this in the profit zone yet. I'd much rather do that. That way, at least if there's some sort of scam wick, I get stopped out and I'm good. My Masa bot is continuing to run. I'm waiting on the price to dip down just a little bit more to fill my order right here, so that way I can go pop and get it closed. And I also have another trade set up here on SHIB that we have been waiting on for too long. This is now 49 days in the making. Absolutely ridiculous. It's about to go back into break-even zone. I'm waiting for these different take profit targets to get hit. It will eventually get hit. It's just going to take some time. But we'll get to that soon. It's just sometimes patience paying off is so annoying. That's the best way to say it. All right, so we're going to look at today's picks. I have a lot of coins here that are in the top 50. I want to encourage you to leave tickers that you're interested in me checking out. I am trying to rotate coins in and out, but honestly, it's all about price action. It's all about the symbols that I'm seeing, whether it's with the TBO or TBT diversions or just price action in general that's catching my eye. That's what qualifies a coin for being picked. But you guys also sharing your thoughts, your comments, your opinions down below lets me know what charts to check out as well. So starting off first with all these light blue flags, these are all TBO breakouts. TBO breakouts is where we get the trending breakout indicator here, the TBO. That's part of its namesake, the breakout. So on the 4-hour time frame, we have a single TBO breakout on a decent candle here for BNB. I would really like to see more than one of those, but it's a good sign. Solana has a third TBO breakout here, which is exciting on Tuesday. On the 4-hour, though, because we've been flipping bull, bear, bull, bear, bull, bear, bull, now we're green again, and we have 2 recent TBO breakouts, which is good. Hype has continued to push up higher and higher. Again, it's moving its way up. It literally just put in another all-time high at $56 after putting in TBO breakout. I still am eyeing $63. I think that it's going to be a good short-term target. AVAX had a sudden pump yesterday, surprisingly so, up 13%. And we have TBO breakouts right here. This is probably going to have a little bit of a pullback because it's anything that pumps too high too fast, especially out of the blue, like this, is probably going to have some sort of correction, just so you know. DOT, this one I haven't talked about in a long time, but it has some TBO breakouts here on the 4-hour. Note that it's right at resistance. So hopefully it will continue to push up higher, but that's not so great. Mantle, again, similar story, but this one is actually pushing above historical resistance, which is super duper encouraging. So it's above this level. It's actually putting in a higher local high here yesterday at $1.50. So that's super exciting. So in the last 2 days, it's moved up 13%, yesterday 9%. On the 4-hour time frame, 2 TBO breakouts. It's interesting for sure. Now we need to go to these orange flags. These orange flags are all TBO closed shorts. These are my favorite bullish reversal signals. Here on TON, we actually have 3, not in a row, but 3 in a tight cluster right above support. Now I have to admit, TON has been a pretty cursed chart for a long time. This is a chart that's just suffered so much. It hasn't shown any bullish energy, but this is a good sign for at least a short-term reversal. Pepe, this one had a TBT bullish divergence printed on Monday, and then yesterday printed a TBO closed short, which is a really encouraging sign. One note, though, about these closed shorts. I usually expect TBO closed shorts to see the price return back to the fast line, which in this case, it's going to be this pink line. So whether it's on the 4-hour time frame or it's on the daily time frame, I'm expecting the price to have a minor pullback, even if it's just a quick wick, to the fast line. Maybe not today, but soon. And that closes that signal. We have the inverse here with like a close long, the blue diamond. So the price goes against us and then it snaps back up to the fast line. That's basically what I'm expecting. So I don't really ape into anything after seeing one of these, but I do get excited, especially when I see multiples. Tau, this one printed one after moving up 4% yesterday. We're waiting on that quick wick down here to the fast line. Aptos printed another one on the daily time frame. So in the last, 19 days? Sorry, 32 days. Wow, that's a long time. Seeing just a lot of these TBO closed shorts. And yes, it does have a TBT bullish divergence here on the weekly. Yes, I'm still holding and waiting on Aptos. VeChain has a second TBO closed short. We talked about this one on Tuesday, which is an exciting sign. I want to see more of these print. It's going to be really bullish. Fetch AI has a TBO closed short. Seeing a TBO closed short, by the way, after seeing a TBT bullish divergence is a really good sign that we should be seeing a nice reversal. And Trump coin, again, no utility whatsoever, just a meme coin, but it did print a TBO closed short yesterday. So again, I am expecting, like back over here, we see a TBO closed short. The price continues to pop, but eventually it retraces back down to the fast line. That's our entry. Then we ride it up. That's how we trade these, or at least that's how I trade them, okay? Now, these green flags right here denote TBT bullish divergence signals, which is what all these green triangles are, or something bullish in regards to the TBO. So XLM, Stellar Lumens, printed a TBT bullish divergence yesterday, which is really interesting. The last time we saw these printed was back over here in early July, and we saw XLM absolutely rip. Not expecting the same thing, but it is interesting, especially because on the 4-hour time frame I've been talking about, well, we're seeing really similar bullish reversal signals. We didn't have any TBT bullish divergences back here, but we had 2 TBO closed shorts, one right here. We're seeing the price slowly starting to move up. So I am expecting XLM to start moving back up here, at least to TBO resistance to 47.47. SUI has been looking so much better after successfully pushing above the first resistance fan line and above the 618. This is a great show yesterday. pushing up 4%. It's back above the cloud. This is really good on the 4-hour time frame. It's also working on a TBO breakout. It's okay-ish. I don't know if it'll necessarily print, but this is a great sign for SUI. Pengu, this one printed a TBO open long yesterday, which is super exciting. And it's back above the cloud. Again, anytime the price goes inside of the cloud from being on top, but going inside is bearish. So when we see this bearish consolidation, we are expecting the price to go to the bottom of the cloud. But if it goes back up, it switches back into being strong bullish. It's a good sign. Blockstacks, this one printed a TBT bullish divergence yesterday, the first one since June 24th. And we saw Blockstacks shoot up about 40% since that reversal signal. Pump. This one, I am so happy for everyone in the Better Traders Club. Yesterday, it lived up to its name, shooting up 18%. Wow. And it's above the 786. It's an incredible, incredible move, mainly because over here, I shared a trade setup for Pump right here. So Pump, let's see. Oh, here we have to go back up here. Yep, on August 12th, I shared a long for this. It's taken such a long time, but for it to happen, for it to play out, even though we got our DCA order filled. Let me go back over here to TradingView to show you what I'm talking about. We got our take profit target hit. So the way that I trade, and all of you that are in the club, you understand this. I always use DCA in a bull market. In a bear market, no, this will be a hard and fast stop loss. But for me, this is a DCA area. So entering with 1/3 of my position, saving 2/3 for it down here. So if it's $1,000, or let's just say 300, that's easier. So $100 here, $200 here. So I buy, and I'm going to be buying a lot more on the pullback. That's my DCA strategy. When the price returns back to my entry, I'm going to be de-risking the position by selling half. And then we wait either for the price to go back down to DCA again, or to hit our take profit target for 50%, which is fantastic. So congratulations, all of you that have taken that trade setup in the Better Traders Club. Hooray, on to higher highs. TST, this is just a chart to watch. I follow a lot of groups on Telegram. This one has been talked about a lot, and it's a meme coin. It literally serves no purpose. It had really weird price action yesterday, 42% of a pump. Now, it's seen lots of this stuff and also massive dumps. Just sharing it, just tossing it your way. That's all I'm going to say. XRP, this is a must watch because remember, we have our TBT bullish divergence signal printed on Monday, which is good. And look, the price is now above this first resistance fan line. This is great. So now we have our first day above, working on day 2 right now, which is awesome. ADA is looking great. It's working its way up to overhead resistance is a good sign. Link up here testing and piercing overhead resistance. Again, that's been a level of contention for quite a while. And SPX got really close. It almost sort of tested. It didn't even kiss that level of 150, but I think it will today. We really want to see it break above this level and continue the bullish momentum. And the one thing that is important to note here is that volume is waking up finally for SPX as it's approaching resistance. We can also see that here with on-balance volume in the moving average curling up a lot. We can see RSI is already overbought. So there is strength right here. It's worth watching. I know that it's been a really brutal pullback from 220 all the way down to $1. But just keep an eye on this chart. I know some people might hate it, but just keep an eye on the chart, okay? So again, I really encourage you to go over to thebettertraders.com, check out the Better Traders Club, check out 15 Minutes to Financial Freedom, and I want you to watch this video on XRP and why I think so many people are lying to you about price performance, about price predictions, all that stuff. I'm going to be breaking down why I think it's ridiculous, some of these targets that people are sharing, and realistic targets as well. Watch this video next. Until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.